Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday Q&A call on the SpeakerFocus.com platform. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of Speaker Focus, and so happy to be here with you each and every Monday to answer the tough questions about growing your speaker business. I can tell you from firsthand experience that this is an absolutely wonderful time to be a professional speaker. Those of you who are growing by leaps and bounds and you have your sales tools together and you are doing great things with your speaker business, no matter where you are in your journey, it is absolutely a fun time to be a professional speaker in today's market space. It's never been easier to make a connection now more than ever with the meeting planner when you go about managing your speaker business the right way. So I get a great kick out of helping people each and every week on our platform to help them manage the challenges that they face when it comes to growing their speaker brand and then getting that brand into the marketplace and making it work at a very, very high level. I can tell you this, it's all worth the effort in the end when you start not only earning revenue, but when you start attracting. See, this whole industry, you don't find clients. You attract clients to your brand. And that's a paradigm shift and a difficult process for a lot of speakers to understand. You know, you're searching, you're looking for opportunity, and that's cool. But when it comes to lead generation, you're going to do yourself a favor and start. First of all, it's about modifying or changing your mindset when it comes to marketing, speaker marketing in specific. Remember, you are attracting people to your brand. You are utilizing a marketing vehicle. It's a lead magnet that is pulling them into your brand, getting their attention. Remember, AIDA, attention, interest, decision, and action. Are you getting their attention? Are you drawing in their interest? Are they ready to make a decision? Are they ready to take action and respond to what it is that you're requesting them to do? Remember, selling is not forcing the issue. It's not pressing. It's not trying to convince them of anything. When your brand is stable and is strong, the offering has massive value, you are going to attract people to your brand who want to do business with you the way you want to do business with the world. And remember, what we're teaching you on this platform is to have all the leverage. There's so many speakers that simply do not have the leverage, and that is why they're not booking any high fee engagements. And that's the reason why their speaker brand is not taking it to a whole nother level. Now, before we get into the Q&A, whoever has their hand up first, I'm going to make sure I address them. You know what the drill is. You have a question, use the raise hand feature, and I'll be right with you. I'm gonna ask Austin to check on the chat, and we can get into the Q&A. Let me see. Okay, I already see two hands going up already. I do want to say this to you, that no matter what your mindset is right now, and we see this happen a lot on our platform, there are people that are just not believers. They don't believe that this shit works at a high level because of their limited belief system that they have coming into the coaching program. But I can tell you this, I don't mind. I get a kick out of changing your mind. I get a kick out of making believers out of all of you. I get a kick out of watching it work at a high level. But first, you got to commit and you got to submit to the mechanism and the training system, and you got to be able to follow. When you can follow properly, then you're going to be able to lead in a better way. If you don't know everything about marketing, that's okay. That's why you hired us. That's why you made the investment. We're here to teach you how to market yourself in a better way. This platform is not about anything else except for getting you to a whole nother level, but you have to be on another level here. You have to be able to see where you want to go with your speaker brand. Hey, Austin, do me a favor. Can you check on the chat? People are still saying that it's disabled for whatever reason. This has been a couple of weeks now. I thought that I went in and pressed something, but maybe I didn't. I sent a message to everybody. I don't see anybody replying to it. So maybe the chat is still disabled. So can you research that while we are getting into the Q&A. All right, so remember, this really is all about a paradigm shift. If you don't know about marketing, you don't know about managing the sales cycle, this is really the nuts and bolts of the speaking industry. See, you are doing this dance of building your messaging and setting up your sales tools and making sure your speaker entity is set up properly. Remember, they love doing business with businesses, not your social security number. Then you're just being consistent with your social media and posting value videos and giving away free information. That builds relationships. By the time you get to module 5 and 6, and you're ready to start doing outreach, you have the infrastructure built out to your speaker brand. It's like taking candy from a baby. So I would suggest many of you are really, really good at the speaking part. A lot of you are horrible at building the messaging. People with 10, 20, and 30 plus years worth of business professional experience, on average, 90% of them are horrible copywriters. What does that say? This is the reason why we teach you copywriting in module number 1, is because people struggle with that the most. So let's just get that shit out the way. Let's just face our fears. This is what we do every single day as entrepreneurs. By the way, entrepreneurism is another thing that I lean on heavily in this business. You show me a high fee speaker and I show you a person who knows how to properly manage their business. See, so I can't give you the entire game. I can't give you all the laws of the universe. I don't teach you everything on this platform. So it's your responsibility to go out there and be the best entrepreneur that you can be. So you want to know the difference between the people who are earning high fees or who are high income earners, entrepreneurs versus everybody else. That's why it's like 80% versus 20, or you get some staggering number like 95% versus 5%. I'm in the top 5% of leadership speakers on planet Earth because I'm making my business to be in the top 5%. So, okay. So word is that the chat will be working next time. Obviously, it's some kind of technical issue that we cannot solve on this particular call, but don't worry about it. It will be fixed by next week. So probably we got to go into our account or something, talk to our account rep, and the chat will be working next week. So I do apologize for those who want to send messages. If you want to send a message, don't forget support at speakerfocus.com. You can do that. We love getting the support tickets because we know you're doing the work. Charlene Giselle, talk to me.
Hi, Kitio. Good to talk to you. How are you?
I'm doing amazing.
Good. So good to see you. I had a quick question. Maybe it's a bit of a standard question, or maybe it's one that you hear 1,000 times before, but I hope it's not an embarrassing question. How does one get on a TED Talk? And the reason I ask is because I've been seeing a lot of TEDx and I've been, consuming so many TEDs, and I just love it. And I was looking at the next upcoming TEDx events near my town. And I was looking at their website for application and participation, and I just thought maybe that's something that you could tell me more about. Is it something that you recommend? What's your view? So that was my first question.
Yeah, well, we have dozens of TEDx speakers on our platform. I talk to them on a regular basis on strategy calls, and I know some people that think getting a TED Talk is the pinnacle, will be the pinnacle of your speaking career. And I'm here to tell you that it's not. So whether or not you get one or you don't get one, I saw a couple people running ads. They typically don't last for a long time because some of them don't know what they're talking about they want you to hire them so they can get you a TED Talk. There are some Facebook groups that you can join that has great information in it about how to approach getting a TED Talk. Since I do research on this kind of stuff and I deal with them all the time. So the best way now, the TED, if you go to the website, this is information that they have in plain view that you should do research on. You can create your own TEDx event if you like, but you just have to follow some rules and the branding and the logo. They give you the whole thing. You can become a TEDx producer. You can produce your own TEDx event. I don't know if the rules say you can speak at your own event, but you can do your own, or you can find other TEDx organizers. You can reach out directly to them. They have you fill out a form. They're going to ask you a couple questions. Why do you think your idea is so unique? Why do you, what makes your idea innovative and different? What is it that you want to talk about in 100 words or less? And then they want you to tell a little bit about yourself and your background. Why is your story motivational, inspirational? Then they want all your social media handles and things of that nature. It's just like maybe 7 questions that you need to fill out. So there's no limit to how many times you can do a TED Talk. You should reach out to people in your area. If they're doing something in France, you should reach out to TEDx event organizers in France. You can go to the main TEDx website and then put in your area, and it will give you every TEDx event that's coming up in your area. You could reach out directly to the event organizer, and then you could take it from there. You're probably going to have a lot of competition because everybody wants to do a TED Talk. So you got to find your way in there. Try to find something that can make you unique and stand out in that particular area. So here's what happens. The top 5 most popular, most watched TED Talks did not come from the big TED conference. See, there's a difference. You have a TEDx event, and then you have the big TED event that happens at the national conference or the international conference. They typically ask those speakers to come out to speak. But the top 5 most watched TED Talks ever in the history of TED Talks came from the speakers at the TEDx event, not the big conference. Because everybody's trying to jockey for position to get at the big conference because they think, oh, when I get a TED Talk, I'm going to blow up. Now, in closing, Charlene, I will tell you this. That's another thing to have on your professional resume that doesn't look bad. Because when they see that red logo behind you, or they see you standing on that red circle on stage, it just gives you more authority. So those are all feathers in your cap, like you being a woman attorney in your space. And then you have a coaching program, and you're also a high fee speaker. All of the credentials that you have, it just adds to your resume. So I wouldn't tell you not to go after it. If you can find one in your area, I would say go after it, and don't just limit it to that. If you really want to get a TED Talk, honestly, with your level of skill, remember, you're coming from another country, so that kind of puts you at the top of the heap if you want to look at it like that. Like when I do something overseas, I'm the person coming from America. So there's a certain kind of, uniqueness about that you can utilize to your advantage. And again, they're looking for market differentiation. How the TED event organizers select speakers is on uniqueness. It's not, you can't make it all about you. It has to have like a humanitarian, philanthropic kind of, if you looked at enough of these TED Talks, you'll see that everybody, it's got to be formatted a certain way, or they're not going to let you do it. So your style fits that because it's very reserved, very in control, very poised. You're a natural at being that. So if I were you, I would just start with some TEDx events in my area, in my country, indigenous to your region. And then if that doesn't work, start branching out to the States. You got any other questions or comments?
Yeah, no, that was really useful. The other question was, so I know where you stand on Speaker Bureau, and I know you've covered that point before, but how do you feel about having an agent?
Okay, this question comes up a lot, especially with my higher profile clients. They're very busy if they're working a 9-to-5 job, and a lot of them, they have multiple businesses that they're running, and they get busy. So the mindset is, oh, I'm going to get an agent so I don't have to do all the work. Now, in all fairness to you, Charlene, you have completed our program. You have went through a lot of our modules, and you are in the marketplace, and you are now officially a high fee speaker. So agents and booking managers and speakers bureaus, God bless them, but they're not skilled at marketing. That is not what they do. What you need to attract high fee speaking gigs, you need a marketing machine. Whether or not the speakers bureau or the agent or the booking manager or somebody, first of all, you got to have enough juice for an agent to book you speaking engagements on a regular basis. And here's what everybody's thinking. Oh shit, I'm just gonna get a speakers bureau and I'm gonna be set. I'm gonna be speaking all over the world. All I need is a speakers bureau. And the speakers bureau, normally they typically have anywhere from 5,000. The smaller ones have a couple thousand speakers, but the bigger ones and the medium-sized ones, they even have 5 to 30,000 plus speakers in their speakers bureau. So Charlene, tell me how you're going to get any personal attention on a roster of speakers.
Yeah, no, totally. Maybe it's a bit different. So I recently gave a keynote, and in the room there was an agent, and the other keynote speakers were represented by her. And she actually came up to me and she asked me if I was represented. And I also found out that everyone else who was represented by her was making double, triple the fees that I was making. So basically she's been sort of quoting me a little bit, saying, well,
of course she is. Of course she because she sees how amazing they see. You haven't been listening to me. Have I not been telling you that you've been amazing and outstandingly gifted from day one? Have I been telling you that?
Yes, you have.
Now you structured your business and you're even more powerful. You got all the leverage. That's what happens when you get into the marketplace and you're actually good. People will come out of the woodwork and they want to work with you. Now, the real key is, what can she bring to the game? Here's what I normally see when it comes to agencies. If they're high profile and they have a flow of, in other words, they're really connected to the media, or they're really connected to the corporate world, or they're connected to the conferences and the meeting planners. Very few of them are, but if they are, that means they got some juice. Now, if they got some juice and it makes it easier and they can start booking you some stuff on a regular basis, then fine. But normally what happens when people sign up with an agency, now you got an expectation in your mind. You're saying, okay, I'm giving you 20% of my earnings. So they're going to want to book you at the $10,000 level. I can guarantee you. Your minimum fee, if you get with an agency, is probably going to be 10 grand. That's why she's courting you the way she is, because she knows 20% of 10,000 is $2,000. That's her commission. And you walk away with 8,000 USD. That's still a great deal. Now, if they can, in fact, bring in the business, then maybe that's worth you, them being your exclusive agency. Because another thing, agencies always want the leads. See, I got a problem with somebody taking my leads. When I go in and blow it up and I'm speaking in front of 1,000 people, I'm getting all the leads. I've worked under circumstances before when I worked through a professorship at Johnson & Wales University. They control all the leads. All the public seminar companies wanted to control all the leads. That way, when people came up to me and said, I don't want this little bullshit seminar that you just taught. I don't like the workbook, but we want you. See, then it becomes a problem. So if it's non-exclusive and you feel like they can actually book you some engagements and make your job a little bit easier, fine, do it. But do not rely on them. And remember that you heard it here. Do not rely on them to do your outreach and put together your digital marketing and get your marketing machine flowing and keep your calendar full. Don't rely on an agency or a booking manager or a speakers bureau to do that for you, because that's not what they do. It is a serious misconception about what the agency or speakers bureau or the booking manager does. At the end of the day, Charlene, they're not skilled at marketing. They're skilled as a headhunter. Oh, we know somebody. See, they know that you're hot. So they say, okay, we're going to put her on our website in hopes that somebody just going to drop by and go into that legal coaching category and say, oh, Charlene Giselle. Oh, every once in a while, Charlene, somebody wants to hire you in Los Angeles, California. Oh, great. Okay, I'll take that booking. So I would say try it out, because you're on a level that maybe you should experiment. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just telling you what comes along with when you work with agencies, bureaus, and booking managers. Do not expect them to keep your calendar full. An occasional gig is going to happen. That's cool. If they're capable and they got the juice to bring it to the table, fine. But most of them, and I hear this from TEDx speakers all the time, because somebody does a TED talk and they say, oh, I'm gonna hire an agency. The agency doesn't get them shit for 6 months or year. I just talked to a TEDx speaker 2 weeks ago. I said that, yeah, they're overseas, by the way. So how long have you been with the agency? I've been with them for about a year. How many bookings have they got you? None. Did you think it was going to be in that way? Did you think it was going to be that way in the beginning? No, I did not. I thought I was going to be getting a lot of bookings. And I told them just like this, Charlene, your problem is you don't have a marketing machine. Anybody can come along and blow smoke up your ass and tell you that they're going to get you some bookings. But how many people are actually showing you how to do it right now, Charlene? Mm-hmm. Who in your circle right now is showing you how to attract speaking engagements and build your speaker business?
You are. You are.
Yeah, me and Austin. And we're not going anywhere. And when you get it wrong, I'm here to correct you. If they can do that, if they can teach you how to be really good at marketing, or they're good at marketing to place your professional services in the marketplace, then great.
I suppose, Katie, maybe I wasn't clear, but the caveat is she wasn't trying to say she will market it, and I wasn't trying to get her to do my marketing job, but it was very much about the fee. And what she said, which I found really interesting, was even if you've got the leads and you've got the clients, specifically, we're talking in my legal sector, she said, I can actually represent you, even if you got the gigs, you got the client, but I step in as your agent and I would take a fee to basically raise your fees and make sure that you get the amount of fee that I know you deserve. Okay. So the way she sees it, the way I see it is, I know my weak point is negotiating my fees. So I would rather give 10% to someone who's going to give me 2,000 to 3,000 more than not give 10% to someone and get 2,000 to 3,000 less. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, but your weakness or your limitation is not you negotiating fees. You are an attorney. Your problem is you don't like the way it feels. That's the problem. You got to overcome that fear, and then you don't need her. You can do it yourself. Now, if you're short on time, then get her to come in and do it. Of course, she wants to come in to raise the fee because she sees an opportunity. I don't have a problem with that. We all got to earn a living. See, I'm never one to knock someone else's hustle and take money out of somebody else's pocket. If she's really good, if she can, in fact, get in there, even work your leads, work the phones for you. But Charlene, what if something happens to her? And then you're right back to square one. This is what I would recommend to all of you. And you need to listen to what I'm saying to you. You better learn how to control your lead flow, because and trust me when I tell you, it's not if anything will happen, it's just when it's going to happen. And when it happens, like the person who's promising you the moon and the stars, you know how many people I've said is going to work the phones for me? You know how many people I've trained to work the phones for me? And then I just taught them how to be really good at sales, and they left and did something else. And now, wait a minute, what about me? This is what happens. What if they die? What if they don't want to do it anymore? What if they say, oh, Charlene, I'm taking on too many people right now? They can just pull the plug whenever. I've seen it happen throughout the entire pandemic. Speakers were balling before the pandemic, relying on people to help them fill up the room, to sell their seminars. They really weren't good at marketing. See, everybody got exposed through the pandemic. Okay, I'm getting a little excited, Charlene, but you need to listen to me. You're going to get exposed when you lack skill. When you have the skill of marketing, it's better than any skill that you have in business, because every single business is always wondering, where in the hell am I going to get new clients from? You know why they're thinking that? They're trying to find clients. They're reaching around in the dark. They're feeling around. They don't know how to do it because they don't have the skill. Charlene, we are teaching you a very valuable lesson and a very valuable skill. I suggest you learn how, I don't care how much it hurts. It hurt when before you took the bar exam, didn't it? Remember how much that pain that was?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, you're going through another kind of pain of being an entrepreneur. I had to go through it all. If you really want to listen, it's just a waste of everything that you built, and you got it. You're like right there. If you can just endure the pain a little bit longer, you're going to own the meeting planner, and you're going to be able to out negotiate them. See, I'm not worried about it because the only time a person can even deal with me on my level, which is only maybe 1% of the population. And I'm not even worried about them, because when I know I'm dealing with a person that has a high level of skill like me, which is very rare when it comes to the person on the opposite end of what it is that I'm selling. It's damn near impossible, Charlene. You know why I got the look on my face where I'm not worried about it? Because I got leverage. Because I got 36 years in this industry. I'm willing to tell you, fuck you, where's my money? Because I can. Because it's confidence. Because I'm actually really good at what it is that I do. That's why I'm not worried, because I know the things that Auston taught me and all the other things that I learned in marketing is going to allow me to always have the advantage. When you get to my level of skill, it's not even fair. They don't even stand a chance. And if they do try it on me, I tell them, stop wasting my time. I don't have the time and you don't have the level of skill. See, that's what separates the entrepreneur speakers for the ones who really have command over the marketing and the verbiage to manage the sales cycle. And it's going to feel uncomfortable until you get it to feel uncomfortable. So let me ask you a question. Is it okay to share the win that you text me, or you just want me to move on to something else?
All right, I got my $5,000 keynote.
You got your, now tell me, how did you get your $5,000 keynote? Tell me what you did. Tell me what you said to make that happen. And that's where the magic is in this answer you're getting ready to give to me right now. What did you do?
I wowed them. I'm kidding. No, very seriously, I showed the cost of not having it and the benefit of having it. And actually, when you look into the cost of employee retention and the cost of people burning out, well, the cost of $5,000 keynote is actually minimal to the business impact. So
Minimum. They listen, they waste money like that every day on lunches. So I told you, you should have charged them 10 to 15, but you're not ready for that right now. And that's okay. Now, so you got a choice. You can either learn how to do this shit yourself and deal with the pain, which you just overcome yet another obstacle on this platform. You, Charlene, are you expecting me to believe that I'm talking about the dozens of obstacles that you've overcome, the tons of support tickets that you've sent in here? You've been able to conquer every single one of them. You expect me to believe now that you're not going to conquer this one? As intelligent as you are, as good of a speaker as that you are, and you are a very sharp entrepreneur. You expect me to all of a sudden, no, you know what, Auston, Charlene, she's just not going to be able to do it, bro. She's not going to do it. She's going to fail, just like she did all the rest of the other times. You're gonna get this too. It takes patience. So you're not ready to ask for the 10 to 15 like you should be getting, especially if you fly from France to the United States. But perhaps the next time you will. And you said that you gave them value. You clearly let them see the value that I'm offering is well worth the $5,000, which was still a low fee, by the way, versus what they're hemorrhaging every single month. And that's how you should put it in plain terms. Charlene, we have speakers on this platform right now who couldn't even explain what you just said. See, that's what the magic is. So watch this, and then I'll move to something else. By the way, Samantha and Roger Prasad, I see your hand up. Thank you for your patience. See, when don't ask me a question, because you already know what's going to happen. It's golden nuggets in it for everybody. But these kind of facts don't exist on any other platform. And this is the reason why you trust us. So this is what happens, Charlene, when the meeting planner tells me they don't have the money. I say, oh, that's interesting. That's great. Everything is great. I am so unbothered when you tell me you don't have the budget, because I could take my services to literally millions of other companies who would appreciate what I'm running down to them right now. So you say you don't have the budget. Okay, that's great. A lot of my customers say that. Or KTR, you charge too much. You know, I said, well, actually, I don't charge enough. But we're not in a position where we could pay it, but I know plenty of people who will. You see, this is a mindset. So when they start blabbering about, if we can't afford your $50,000 keynote, see, watch this. Mine is 50, yours is 5. Because I understand what I'm bringing to the table. I already know what's going on inside their company better than they do. And in your industry, Charlene, you do as well. So when they say, we don't have the 50,000, I say, okay, well, maybe I should be talking to your chief financial officer. Maybe the CEO will be interested in learning that you had the opportunity to spend 50, but you want to keep hemorrhaging a high turnover, which you told me that you had about, you're losing about maybe 20 employees every single month at an average of $50,000 salary. But that's actually 3 times the amount of salary it's going to take to train and replace that person. So you're actually hemorrhaging more money than that every single month. You want to keep hemorrhaging 300 to a million, 300,000 to $1 million a month? Or do you want to pay the 50 to stop it, put into play a behavioral modification plan, and get some real strategies that is going to increase your productivity by 30, 60, 90% over the next 30, 60, or 90 days? See, when you have the conversation from that perspective, you can hear a pin drop too. When you have you got to have the guts enough to say that. You're an attorney, you have to believe in yourself more. You can do this. I would say slow walk your opportunity with the agent and find out what they can bring to the table. Now, if you have a bunch of leads and you want them to work your leads, fine. Fine. But that's 10% that can stay in the house because I can close that myself. It's just something to think about. I'm here to help you either way, and I'm here to support you in either way. And I'm not telling you that it's wrong. What I am telling you is finish the journey. You got it?
I got it. Thank you, KTL. You're the best.
I love you very much. I'm always here for you. Me and Austin are always here to answer any question you have. I don't care how hard it gets. There's nothing in this industry that we can't overcome together. All you got to do is ask the question. And by the way, thank you so much, because I know it's not easy to hear me talk to you like this sometimes, but you submit to support tickets and you do the work. And that's the reason why you're constantly showing up and giving us your wins. But you can't get some wins until you take some losses. Got it?
Got it.
All right. Stay in contact. And don't forget to let me know when you're coming to New York. I'm coming to see you speak. Oh, if it's an open event, just let me know. I'll be there.
You got it.
Okay. Talk to you real soon. Samantha Mitchell.
PTR, happy Monday. Happy Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday. And a glorious Monday it is, Sam. What's going on?
It is. So, Charlene, I celebrate you, girl. Your $5,000, that's a big win. That's just the beginning of so much more to come. I see it in you, and I haven't even met you officially. I just met you last week. And yeah. I got to double back because I was listening and I got some gems when you shared your win, the cost, like just being able to convey the whole cost of not having it and the benefit of, I had to write that down. Because that was a big gem that I know I got to keep in my back pocket for when I'm faced with that same level of confrontation with the meeting planners. So for me, KTR, so I've been working on my signature programs. Look, I don't know who told you this was a 1-week module, but it's not a week. It's not a week. Either that or I'm in like the slow class. But I was able to make some traction on it, and like I'm trying to figure out, because I'm having a website that's being built, and I'm trying to see if I should press the people who are making it sooner, or like I'm trying to figure out what the proper timing is. I haven't gone ahead with the modules because I really have to go through them like a couple of times just to digest them. Right. But my first question is, like, based off of what you know the real time is to get through these modules, when would be a good time to really be able to pull this information and put it together to compile my website?
Okay, let me directly address your support ticket first. I did see it in there. It was only, I believe it was submitted yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. So you'll have an answer on, I'm going to go over your signature program either late tonight or early tomorrow morning. You'll have some feedback on that. And welcome to the 90% club, Sam. So there's no shame to hold your head down, to struggle with the signature program, especially when you are a overachiever the way you are, that thinking characteristic is really taking over, and you just want to make sure it's right. So what I would respectfully request, because you do have, that's just your design, that's your makeup. You have a wonderful personality, and it does smooth over the rough edges, but you are like really super intelligent in your industry, just like Charlene. Women who crush it like that really have to, like Sam, you're one of the women, and I saw this as soon as I met you. Like, you understand what performance pressure is. Like, you understand, it breaks most people. And women typically, it's not that they can't. It's not that they can't. But the reason why it's not that they can. The reason why they don't thrive at levels that men do is because they let their emotions get in the way. And it takes self-discipline and emotional control to sit there and say, okay, you know what? I don't need to get it perfect. I just need to make sure I get it right. And getting it right, Sam, is right now, you're just sharing your ideas. You're sharing your ideology, your approach, your brand, the way you think about leadership and everything about, taking off in flight, and all of those wonderful catchphrases that you have. I call them power phrases and sound bites. You have a lot of power phrases and sound bites that you don't even realize that are a part of your vernacular that is very, very unique. And that's the messaging that we're helping you mold and shape right now. 90% of people get it wrong. This is what happens. People either take a long time to turn in their signature programs because they're trying, like, they don't even know what I'm going to say, but they're trying to figure it out. So they want it to be perfect when they turn it in. It's never perfect. I don't need it to be perfect. What I need to know is, oh, that's the direction she wants to go in. See, based upon the thoughts that you put on paper in the template, I am very skilled at being able to pick out what your brand is and how to find words, or I shouldn't say find, how to organize the words so it complements the brand and get you the messaging that you want. More importantly, that's going to connect with the meeting planner, excuse me, who's going to pay you the $7,500 to $10,000 plus for one keynote. That's all I care about right now. So you're on your, I believe, first or second submission of your signature programs. I kind of knew the direction you wanted to go in before. So it takes about maybe 3 or 4 times. So when I give you the feedback and I ask you to tweak it this time, once we do one more round, you're going to be done. Now, the reason why we're saying you can get the assignment done in a week, but only a top 10% of people who really understand their messaging. And that is very rare. Remember this percentage, Sam, and it's no shame to be in this percentage. 90% of business professionals that I have a strategy call with, they have 10, 20, and 30 plus years worth of business experience. They are amazing at what they do, but most of them are horrible copywriters because they've never been asked to do it before. Sam, you're a pretty great speaker. You are a wonderful business professional. My God, are you intelligent? But has anybody ever asked you to structure your messaging like this before, Sam?
No, that's why I'm struggling.
Have you ever seen anything like this since, like, maybe when you was back in college?
No.
It's intense. It's this way for a reason, because I need you to get it out of you. I need you to get the messaging out. Just let us see it. And then once I lay some eyeballs on it, I'm going to say, okay, I know exactly what she's trying to convey. And then I'm going to organize it, give you some suggestions about how you can take it to another level. Sam, I don't promise it to you. I guarantee you it's going to be worth it in the end. And we're going to go back and forth about maybe another 1 or 2 times in your signature program. You're going to see that thing that said, I'm going to say approved in all capital letters, and I want you to move on to the next thing. Now, getting it to your web designer. Let them do whatever it is that they're doing if they're your web designer, because all this is a copy and paste. And in the next 7 to 10 days, your messaging should be done. And whenever they finish with your website, the signature programs, remember, this website needs to be leadership centric and meeting planner. It needs to be meeting planner friendly. So You need to make the website set up where it's going to make it easy for the meeting planner to do business with you, and you teach them how to give you money. And that all starts with your signature programs, your speaker video demo, and your speaker info kit. Not a speaker one sheet, the entire full-blown speaker info kit. Now, Sam, once you're done with your messaging and all your sales tools, see now you don't have to do any talking, because this is the kind of thing that I'm telling Charlene. When the speaker doesn't have the leverage, you got to talk too much. When you don't have the leverage, you lack confidence. So you can't go in and say, well, see, maybe your approach will be different from mine, but I'll just tell them, just, maybe we ought to talk to the CTO. Because if the CTO found out that we're hemorrhaging money, which you're doing, I'm here to help you. And you telling me you don't want to spend $50,000? Well, then guess what? I know plenty of companies that will. And that's the leverage that I have. And when you actually believe it, and you can't believe it unless you get the right messaging. You can't gain that kind of confidence unless you got a great speaker video demo. That when the meeting planner, listen, when a meeting planner goes to a speaker's website and they know they're looking at a speaker who is professional and they know it's put together the right way, this is how they look at your website. It's a dream. They can't believe it. You know why? Most speakers are not prepared on that level. And I'm giving you all the answers to the test. This is the reason why this platform was put together, Sam. Remember, Sam, you and I had that real conversation, maybe one of the first or second time we talked. And I was like, Sam, I don't know why everybody operates. They operate in that kind of fluffy, motivational era. And there's a market for that. Some people just want you to make them feel good. I ain't here to make you feel good.
I know this.
I'm here to tell you the way it is. I'm here so we can get this shit right. Because I realize if I do my job effectively, Sam, I don't know how many more examples you need to see. You're going to show up on the Monday Q&A call, and all of you need to listen to this one. You want to keep showing up on the Q&A, listening to Alex bagging 10 to 15,000 at the bigger conferences he's speaking at. We want to keep Charlene hitting another milestone, boom, getting 5,000. It's only a matter of time before it clicks in her mind. Damn, KTR's right. And she's going to be breaking them off for 10 to 15K every single time she goes out. Do you want to keep listening to other people's successes, even though we're not hating on our fellow classmates, but do you want to keep listening to them, or do you want to get some of that love for yourself? I'm here to make sure that you can get it for yourself. And I don't care about anything else that's going on other than making sure it doesn't need to be perfect, Sam. It needs to be right. And the reason why it needs to be exacting and thorough and very detailed, because that's the way the meeting planner needs to see it. It ain't about you. It's not about me. When I got that revelation back in the day that said, oh shit, that's the reason why I ain't making no money. That's the reason why I'm stuck in the $0 to $1,000 category, because I talk too much. Because see, I don't have my website set up the way the meeting planner, so it's difficult. I'm making it difficult for them to give me the money. When I first learned what a signature program is, I almost fell backwards in my chair. I said, oh shit, I'm not doing any of that. See, everybody knows what that feels like on speakerfocus.com. Damn, this is a lot of work. Yeah, but I'm telling you that when you get the signature programs and it's done right, the meeting planner will, let me tell you something, you're going to be getting praises and accolades for the rest of your career, because they're going to clearly be able to see what your mission and your vision stands for. And all they got to do is read it. And I'm teaching you how to make it easy for them to read. Same thing with your speaker video demo. Talking headshot, Sam. You want to let them know I'm all about wellness, fitness. I'm all about mindset. I'm all about, yeah, you're taking your mindset to a whole nother level. Your goal is about to take off in flight when you hire me. Because I'm one of what? A handful of women in my space that actually know what the hell they're talking about. Man, y'all better go find my money. See, this is a mindset, Sam. This ain't cocky. This is not arrogant. When you know your shit, we want to be properly compensated. My responsibility is to make sure that you build it the right way. And I'm here with Austin and our team to ensure that that happens. Did you have any other questions or comments?
Yeah, just based off of what you said, thanks for that. So, you know, you talked about being able to work with pressures and not a lot of females being able to do that. Like I struggle with that because I do that really well, but then tapping into the emotional side of me, which I think is a requirement for the keynote part. Like
Right.
I don't know that balance. Like I struggle with it, we're gonna be doing a keynote next in a couple of months. So I gotta start to figure out what that looks like. And it's
Sure.
not,
Sure. Exactly. No, I know what you're talking about. Listen, so Sam, obviously you're not a male, I'm not a female. So but I can relate to what you're saying. I am not your average male. I feel, I'm very passionate. I'm sensitive. I'm a Cancer. It doesn't make me soft to admit that. Most men do not have the level of skill to be able to go in and out of these emotional zones from a very soft tonality of voice to make a connection to being very strong and authoritative and not being overbearing. These are things I had to learn as a man, that, hey man, sometimes you gotta tap into a special kind of place. And sometimes it's gonna, oh man, damn, I don't want to feel good right now, but it requires me to feel good. It requires me to feel warm on the inside so I can have some compassion for another person. Because other than that, you can just come off like an asshole. So here's the balance, Sam, is that when it comes time to be a woman, then you be a woman. But when it comes time to take care of business, don't be apologizing, because the very skill, Sam, the very skill that you are currently in possession of, 90% of women do not possess that skill. And that's the reason why they're not successful in business, because they simply do not know how to control their emotions. They don't understand how men hear words, because we hear differently. When you're overly emotional, when your voice is very, very high pitched and you're not in control, we hear a leaky faucet. We don't see you. We don't see your business suit. We don't see anything. We hear she's out of control. She has no self-discipline and emotional control. Level of respect goes all the way down here. A woman who is polished, poised, and professional, which is what you're capable of delivering every single day. You weren't always like that, but you had to learn how to play with the big dogs in an industry that will literally crush you if you don't bring your A game. That's called performance pressure, Sam. See, that's the part about who you are that we already know you do well. Other women need to see you crushing it in that area because they lack the confidence in that area. Now, the only thing you need to do, like I said, when it comes time to start rising to the performance and executing, do not apologize. Never apologize for your greatness, and don't try to dim your light just so other people can feel better about themselves. If you got a problem with the way I'm shining, fuck you, that's your problem. I dealt with a lot of that shit when I was in my 20s, and it is a waste of time and energy. I was born to be magnificent. I was born to be this beautiful, glowing light that's here to bless the world. I knew it when I was a kid, but I always had a difficult time. I was apologizing for a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't my fault. See, if their self-esteem is too low to handle me, then that's their problem, not mine. But I used to think it was mine. They used to tell me, yo, Kev, you need to calm down. What are you talking about? Calm down. This is just the way I was born. Man, you need to sit down, man. You need to calm down. Relax, man. They used to always tell me to relax, Sam. What are you talking about? Because your shit is not lit like mine. I'm intense and you're not. I have goals and you don't. So I'm supposed to no, you know what? How about fuck you? And I won't be doing no more apologizing. When I understood who I really was, it was over. And see, you can't let people take that away from you, Sam. Now, there's also a way to approach it. Sam, do you hear my tonality of my voice?
I heard the flip. I heard the flip.
See, you see, sometimes I can go, see, I'm saying this to you for a reason because it's important. See, that's right there in module number 1, on the backside of module 1. It's the pitch, the resonance, the height, the accuracy, the cadence. It's the vocal dynamics. You gotta get to a point where it's masterful. And when you get it to the point, Sam, you can influence anybody, anywhere, anytime. It's almost not even fair. It's a skill, Sam, and you're almost there. But just like Charlene, you beat yourself up because you're overthinking it, thinking that you're not the shit in all the categories, which we already know that you are, because you're too busy trying to be humble, and fuck apologizing. Go get your shit. I'm here to help you go get it. You got any other questions or comments?
Fuck humble.
Yes.
That's my new affirmation. Thank you.
People say that when they got low self-esteem and they don't know how to get turned up emotionally like you. When they're not the bright light, everybody said, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it humble because I don't even want to do that to y'all. No, you can't do it to us because your self-esteem is too low. Me, I do it on a regular, unapologetically. That's why the rest of these coaches can't handle me in this market space, because some of them got an issue with the way I act. That's not my problem. I'm going to keep servicing my students at the highest level possible and telling them how this shit really works, because my experience in this business, not one of them on planet Earth has been through the experience I've been through in the speaking industry. And that's the reason why I know what I'm talking about. And I had to take it on the chin and go through it just like Sammy Davis Jr. and any other pioneer, maverick, trailblazer, or titan. You're gonna eat some shit and you're gonna have the hardest way possible. But in the end, you're gonna see why my journey was hard so I can make yours easier. And I'm committed to doing that. And I suggest you go out and do the same thing with your client base as well.
Thank you.
I love you, Sam. This is what we're here for.
Appreciate you, KTR.
Oh, you're very welcome. Looking forward to checking out your signature programs, and I'll have that feedback for you by tomorrow morning at the latest, okay?
Thanks.
Thank you for your patience. I appreciate you. Roger Broussard, I can't wait to talk. I can't wait to catch up with Roger. Eileen is next, I believe, after that. Roger, are you there?
Yes, sir. How are you, KTR?
Ha ha! Roger, what's going on? Roger, you know, you make me happy, bro. You make me happy because you don't show up. You don't show up unless you have something amazing to say about us, some progress that you're talking about with you, or some type of golden nugget that you learned. So what do you want to share tonight?
Okay. Well, I want to say that KTR keeps it real. KTR keeps it real. If you don't like it, trust me, it's what you need. He keeps it real. All right. I am becoming podcast city. I'm on 2 podcasts a week, but I'm going to keep going because I'm getting action from the podcast.
Good.
Now, Friday and today, I had 2 very similar phone calls. Friday was from HR.com. Today was something called UXDX. I don't know what the hell that is.
Okay.
Both of them claim to have a lot of events. HR.com, they contacted me a couple of weeks ago, and we went through the process, you know, talking, and then we got to the call. And then when we got to the call, the lady said she bought my book and she read my book. Okay. And she wants me for more than a presentation. She wants me to write articles, and she wants me to do some virtuals, and we got to work out a system. She got to figure out what she needs. And she just asked me, was I open to that? And I said, depending on the level of compensation. And she said, okay, I'm going to come back to you with that. Now, you know, I think I handled that correctly.
It sounds like you did. It sounds like you did. It sounds like that you are taking the right steps to seeing if there is a budget.
Right.
And that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Okay, I don't hear any irregularities in that. Continue.
Okay. UXDX, they've been setting up calls with me, and I've been missing it because I've been busy. I've been doing different things. I finally spoke to the lady named Frances today. She called me from Ireland, and she has also gotten my book on KDP. And she says, I love your material, but it doesn't exactly fit with what we're doing. But it's so important. I want you to help me to make it fit. I said, well, what do you got in mind? I said, you know, my duty is to find out how I can serve your audiences. So you need to tell me. I said, I can't figure out exactly. I said, I know where I'm coming from, but I can't figure out what is the best to provide for your audiences if I'm to serve them. She said, oh, this is great. We spoke for 45 minutes.
Nice.
And I said, okay. She said, well, I'm going to look at what you're doing, and I want you to understand what I need. And let's go back to this. So this is what I got to bring to KTR.
Okay.
Every time you lead me to something, I'm coming up with something I wasn't ready for.
Yeah.
This man, whoever's listening, this man showed me how I can change my life.
Mm.
I used to say this man changed my life, but they actually, when I look at it, he showed me how I can make the change. And that's what I learned last week.
Wow.
Because you're teaching me, you're not changing me, you're teaching me how to make the change. Okay.
Yes,
I
sir.
want to drop something for everybody. And if the chat was working, I would have dropped it in, but it's not. But this is something I got from a guy, it was an old guy who I put up on something, and he actually called me and he said, what you're doing is so important, I want to help you. And he said these things to me. He said, he also looked at my signature page, my pages, my signature program.
Mhm.
He said, in the terms when you're telling the people what they will draw from your program, use words like explain, describe, differentiate, discuss, calculate, compare, contrast, choose, define, demonstrate, estimate, evaluate, locate, match, name, plan, predict, rank, summarize, write. He said, do not use terms like know, learn, appreciate, value, acquire, comprehend, be familiar with, recognize, or understand. He said, in some cases, you make them feel like you're smarter than them. He
Mm.
said, you are smarter than them, but you can't tell them that.
Right.
So that's
Right.
what I had. That's what I had to bring. And the question is,
Those are great words. And by the way, that was a great lesson. And all that word placement right there, copywriting is you placing the right word in the right place so you can get the right response. That's what it's all about. Those words are very influential. When you use the first set of words versus the second set, it all depends on what setting you use those words in, where you can get them to respond to the proper call to action. But what's your question?
well, I should continue to pursue this multiple opportunity with these two companies. I shouldn't just, because, yes.
Yeah, you want, matter of fact, let me just give you some feedback on that before you ask the question. And Eileen, I do see your hand up. I appreciate your patience. So you should continue to do the podcast because you are a great subject matter expert to interview. And where you may be lacking on booking speaking engagements, Roger, you are getting a lot of activity. I call it RGA, that's revenue generating activity.
Right.
So we are in the era where, everybody has a podcast right now, and you have gotten a lot of national, international media exposure. So you need to keep doing that. That's just something that's just, that part of the game is just coming to you. You're not having to work hard to get these podcast interviews. Am I correct?
No, I'm not.
See, because you have a name, and these producers, they all talk to each other like meeting planners do. And they're now, everyone's throwing your name around. In other words, it's like a bag of microwave popcorn. See, when I first met you in DC and you did the Dr. Ben Shavis show, the bag of microwave popcorn, it was already warm. It was already popping. Now it's heating up and it's popping more. Now it's only a matter of time before that starts happening with your speaking engagements. So I'm going to say, keep doing that. Now let's transition to both of these companies. Let's start with the HR.com. That sounds like it can blow up into a huge opportunity. Now you're in a bit of a catch-22, but I'm going to show you how to get out of it. I've been in a situation like that before as well, where they say, well, KTR, we love what you do, but we don't know where we want to utilize your service. We know we want to use you. And this is when I discover customization. See, so you have a very strong niche in the history of Haiti, and how Haiti really, America owes a debt of gratitude to Haiti forever because of the position that they were in at the time to help the United States. So now you have such strong knowledge base in that category, that's why they're saying, well, we don't know what we want to use you. So you know what you're going to do? So sometimes you have to back off of the Haiti narrative and just stick with leadership. Am I making sense to you what I'm saying?
Yes, you are. And here's a twist.
Mm-hmm.
What's developed over my speaking at these various things is people brought this out and actually told me,
Mm-hmm.
I am revealing history that has been omitted, distorted, and denied. Haiti is just the biggest and most prominent and most recent example.
Right.
But I have several more examples, and these examples are all in the book. But I wasn't thinking that when I put the whole thing together. And one lady said, you are the myth buster. You are busting the myth that Black people have no value. And this was an old white lady.
Mm.
She said, you are the myth buster. You're busting the myths. You are bringing out stories. And the thing is, people can Google these stories and see them. Like Amina Reynas, she defeated Caesar Augustus in the Roman Empire when the Roman Empire tried to advance from Haiti, from Egypt, and go on into Africa. They butt up against the Kushite Empire, led by a one-armed Black woman.
Talk to him, Roger.
On a Catalan atlas constructed in 1311, there is a picture of Mansa Musa. That's the only individual on a world map from 1311, and yet he's not in the history books. And there's several of these nuggets that I'm bringing out. So it's morphed off of Haiti and gone on to historical events that have been ignored, omitted, distorted, and denied.
Right. Okay. So now, Roger, man, I can listen to you all day. I'm telling you, man, when you get on your subject matter role, it's poetry in motion, brother. Let me tell you something. So look. So remember, so sometimes we're just gonna separate the Haiti narrative, which you're very capable of doing. You were a pilot for over 30 years. You understand leadership. You know how to lead a crew. You know that stuff from top to bottom. So when they say, Roger, oh, we don't know how to do. Now, watch this, Roger. You can still talk about Haiti. You can just give an example. Remember, when it comes to make a point.
Yes.
Open up the point.
Yes.
Make an example of the point. Bring closure to the point. Transition and pivot. Oh, this reminds me of a passage out of my book. Here's a story about boom. And then you can relate that to a leadership. What happened with the entire situation between Haiti and the United States? They had powerful leaders that were not mentioned in the book. People distorted the narrative. You're there to tell them how the shit really went down. So remember, you can always hang your hat on leadership. You can always go to that and customize your signature programs. Roger, if I were you, this is what I would do. I would take the core of my signature programs and I would just, and I believe that most of them do this already, but I would come up with verbiage that you don't have to rely on your book to get your point across, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
That way you can customize your presentations and you can build. See, when you listen to them and they tell you what the challenges are, it's two ways you can go. You can say, okay, well, guess what? Well, I love to be able to customize a leadership presentation for your team. This reminds me of a story from my book. See, and then you can relate to what they're currently going through. If it's a reference you can pull it in there. But if not, sometimes you may have to deal with not mentioning Haiti at all.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And you're capable of doing that.
Oh, yeah.
because of the type of career that you had. You see, that's not a challenge for you at all. So remember, customization is what you want. You want them to say, damn, Roger, you're really good. We love it, but we just don't know how to utilize your service. Okay, don't worry about it. I'm gonna make it real easy for you. First, tell me what challenges you're facing in your workplace right now. And then after they finish talking, you're gonna say, okay, well, this I'm gonna make it real easy for you because this all boils down to leadership development. And my professional speaking services really help all of your leadership roles go to new heights. And that's what I'm here to discuss with you. And you can have a conversation with them about that without discussing Haiti. Now, because that's the easy go-to, the podcast, and you're getting lead flow, things of that nature. But HR, listen, do you realize you can turn that into long money with HR.com?
Yeah, I realize that. That's why I'm bringing it to you.
Realize that, right? I mean,
I don't want to blow this.
This is a multi-day, multiple tour dates. All you have to do is set the first one up right, design a curriculum, be able to come up with a nice workbook, half-day program, 15 to 30 pages, full-day program, 30 to 60 pages. You could turn it into a multi-day program. And Roger, guess what? They can also bring you in as a DEI expert, because that's what you are. Without saying it, everybody's saying, oh, diversity, equity, and inclusion. What do you think happened in that story in your book? You don't think that has anything to do with diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Oh, absolutely.
There you go. So
matter of fact, I am approaching DEI from the perspective of racism can be fought with authentic history.
Hey, Roger, let me ask you a question. Do you think HR.com reached out to you by accident? Hey, Roger, these HR departments and these companies, that department is the brains of the operation, and they are in turmoil right now. They know they have to do it. Do you understand? They're looking at literally hemorrhaging billions of dollars in lawsuits. See, the smart people right now, and I'm just gonna keep it 100. The lazy employees who really don't want to do anything, they're the employee's worst nightmare, because those are the first ones that file a lawsuit on you. They're going to use the pandemic as an excuse to say, you know what, for the first time in my life, my other jobs really treated me wrong. I actually been treated right here, but just because I'm a minority, I'm going to file a lawsuit against you. And the HR department is now having to deal with wrongful termination suits caused by the pandemic. It's already happening. People are filing suit because they've been asked whether or not you've been vaccinated, non-vaccinated. Man, it is a mess. And the HR department, unfortunately, has to deal with it. And Roger, you are the fixer. You have all the leverage. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir.
It's a sea of opportunity. And it's not going to go away anytime soon, because unfortunately, all of the stresses and the anxiety and the mental health issues, and it could go on and on and on. It's all affected morale, productivity, time management, organizational skills, operations, sales, management, people on the grassroots, frontline employee, customer service level, managerial, supervisory level, and the executives. Everybody's rocking and reeling. And the one who's going to get it all together for them again and teach them how to get along and communicate effectively and be a superior leader and all this other kind of stuff is Roger Broussard. You actually have the skill to do this. Why do you think I've been saying this stuff about you? And you know I don't give A+ when your ass deserve an F. Why do you think I've been praising you from day one on this platform? Because you actually understand what you're talking about. And that is the very thing that people are. See, Roger, what's happening to your brand, brother? People they're coming. You're attracting people to your brand. Why? Because you did everything we asked you to do on this platform. You did all the work. Even when you didn't want to do it, even when you was bitching and complaining, man, KTR, how am I ever supposed to get on your level? Watch this, Roger. I'm trying to get on your level right now.
No, don't even.
See how that works?
No,
you see how that works? We're all subject matter experts.
What's amazing is what you just shared is so straightforward and common sense. Why didn't I think about that? That's why you got 30 years experience. I'm chasing your shadow.
Hey, look, I only know because I used to complicate everything. See, I suffer from perfectionism when I was in my 20s. That's how come I could give advice to Sam. I could give advice to Charlene. I could give advice to you. And that's why I can see around corners now. Because when you've been through it, and my 36 years in this industry has been more like 136 years. Like it's just a lot of mistakes and failures compacted into a short period of time. And what it does is it makes you grow the hell up real fast, Roger. And you realize there's a responsibility that every time you open up your mouth and you are teaching, coaching, training, facilitating, transferring knowledge, man, you better know what you're talking about. I take pride in knowing I do business with people on this platform that know what they're talking about. First of all, you can't even make it in here. I won't even run your credit card unless I know that you have a mission. Those are the ones on this platform who are suited for what we want to do. I just don't want people running their mouths. I want it going somewhere. What I saw was, I said, he knows what he's doing. He just needs help. He's old school, just like me. We made a connection. He's not making it about his ego. He actually wants to learn how to do this business the right way. And look at you now. Look at you soaring. And this is only the beginning. You just been laying the foundation. So if you need us to help you, please keep me in the loop of what's going on with HR.com, because that could be some long money right there, bro. You could turn that into a $250,000 ongoing contract every single year. You play your cards right.
Wow.
Tell me what you need me to do. Keep me informed. I will help you negotiate and put it all together. That's all you got to do is just keep submitting support tickets. Did you have another question or comment?
No, sir. Yes, I do have a comment. That comment is, thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely, Roger. Thank you, man. Thanks for doing the work, brother. That's all I ask you to do. Just do the work. And I don't promise you results. I guarantee you the results. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're very welcome, man. Love you, brother. All right.
Love you too.
All right, let me see. Yeah, okay, I see Sam's hand up again. Wait a minute. Wait, I got to put Roger's hand down. Eileen, I'll be right with you. Sam, I'll be right with you after I address. Oh, I'm sorry. Sam is gone. She didn't have another question. Okay, Eileen and then Vernice is up next. Eileen, talk to me. Eileen, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, man. I hear you.
Okay. Hi, KTR. You did not hear me screaming because I did not do the keynote last Thursday. They had to postpone it due to COVID. But I am still excited and still ready to go and do the keynote. So I just wanted to update you on what was going on. And I am excited about launching it and giving you that call to help, because I am thinking about making it into a tour like you talked about earlier. So just wanted to drop that information on you.
Okay, cool. And I know that in a couple areas, you know, we've been having, you know, COVID is obviously it's you know, on the rise again in some areas. We having some spikes in cases again. So how long are they talking about postponing it with an alternative date?
I talked to him today, and the guy that was over it is the one that's been diagnosed with COVID. So I talked to his secretary. So they haven't given me a date yet, but I am going to continue to follow up so they can give me a date, because that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, cool. This doesn't come up that often, Eileen. I'm glad that even though your question is brief, or what you wanted to share was brief, I want to touch on this because we're not out of COVID yet, and the verbiage that you should be putting in your agreement has got to protect you from certain things in case that people do have an out, that, you know, they in case that they do have a resurgence of it in their area, which will cause your event to either get postponed, delayed, or canceled in some cases. So, you know, these are just things that we have to deal with. What I'm seeing now versus when it first started is that since more people are vaccinated, more people feel comfortable going out in public, and the consequences that we have to deal with it's not like it was in the very, very beginning, if that makes sense. So I know plenty of people have gotten COVID twice. It was just like a cold, you know? So, you know, being vaccinated obviously does help no matter what our view on it is. And these postponements and things happen sometimes. And that's why we have to, excuse me, we have to put the verbiage in the rider to our speaking engagement agreement that we have. That's it's called an act of God clause that's in there. Excuse me, that you will do a makeup date if you take deposit money. You will do a makeup date if it's an act of God. I only had to cancel because of severe weather twice in a out of over 2,700 paid speaking engagements, but I was not going to fly into the eye of the storm. But I did do a makeup date. And just like you're doing right now, you're in constant contact with them, do a makeup date. COVID, sometimes it's a little inconvenient, but it's best that everybody's safe. And when they feel comfortable, they're going to give it the green light, and we're going to keep moving forward. So thank you, Eileen. Again, even the small wins on this platform, even the postponed wins, it's still a win. And you're just like I told Roger, you know, you come a long way, and the fact that you've hung in there and you have not given up, that's the thing I appreciate about you the most, because now that you are going to get this engagement and more are going to come, it's just, you know what it does, Eileen, in closing, it just gives you confidence. And some of us, including myself, when I first met Auston, I did not have a strong level of confidence with digital marketing. But he came along and he helped my confidence grow because of what he taught me. And these are the things that I'm teaching all of you, because I'm old school, just like a lot of you on this platform. And I used to think, because I had limited beliefs, I didn't realize that I could be this good at technology. I really didn't. Yeah, you could be a great speaker, but then you have all these other challenges that come up. So just keep your head down, keep doing the work, and just keep fighting through. And eventually that date is going to pop up. They're going to green light it. You're going to get your footage, and we're going to be back to business as usual. And when you're ready to start putting together, leveraging your sorority relationships that you have, remember, you can take that to other universities as well. Because one thing about it, it's a different university, but the same sorority, and frat sticks together. And you know that.
Yeah, I have, since you mentioned that, I did put in the proposal a clause regarding cancellations. Good. But he didn't sign it and send it back.
Okay, so, no problem. Okay. It's okay. We just need a little bit of patience. They're in a little bit of disarray right now, and that's normal. So do me a favor. Also send me what you sent him, so I can make sure you got all the verbiage the right way. Because remember, this is going to be the reason why I want to check it is because this is going to be your template that you're going to use every single time. You're not going to have to keep sending the agreement back over, because I'm going to be like, Eileen, you did it right. Now, in an area, you just need to tweak a couple things there, like the date, the venue, the amount, all that stuff changes, but the rest is basically the same template every single time. All right.
So you want me to send it to support@speakerfocus.com?
Please send it so I can at least see it, so I can approve it, so I know that there are no irregularities in it, and you're on the right path, and you're good to go.
Okay, I'll do that while I'm downtime, so they'll give me something to work on. Thank you.
No problem, Eileen. Love you much. Keep it going, okay? All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, talk to you real soon. Ooh. Don't you love Vernice? I thought I saw your hand up. Oh, boom, there you go. All right. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. We're going to wrap up the Q&A shortly after this. If no one else has any questions, remember to send them to support@speakerfocus.com. Vernice, how are you?
Hello, everyone. Hello, KTR. I appreciate these calls. I'm learning so much just listening. So the question I was just asked, that was part of my question. I'm having contractual issues, especially around COVID. I'm here in California. And so, yeah, that really helped me a lot. But my other question would be around pre-recorded contributions, or offering that as an alternative. I know someone asked me about that before. So if something happens, would you be willing to do like a pre-recorded video or whatever? I guess you would have to add that in the contract.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we refer to our speaker engagement agreement versus a contract. Contract means it's kind of sounds like this is just in sales. A contract doesn't really feel like you're agreeing, but an agreement says you agree and I agree. So can you send me my signed agreement versus a contract? Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you.
Refer to it as an agreement. It's an agreement between both parties. So all those little nuances with words, they help when it comes to sales. So now, remember, Vernice, this is a mode of delivery. Your hour-long keynote speeches, your 2-hour-long educational keynotes, your half-day programs 2 to 4 hours, and your full-day programs 4 to 8 hours. Those are your basic 4 under the category of mode of delivery. Now, the meeting planner has had to get savvy throughout COVID, so sometimes they are going to ask you to do a pre-recorded segment. Sometimes it's not going to go live. Like sometimes I've done online virtual events where it's been StreamYard. They will use StreamYard as a platform. You know, sometimes a lot of these, there's all kinds of platforms that are popping up now where the speaker waits in the green room, and the automation and the aesthetics is beautiful. It is a really great experience to do virtual presentations. Sometimes they do ask you to submit a pre-recorded segment, which can be used for a breakout, a track session, an on-site strategic work session, training. They can break this up into a multi-day program. They can ask you to record an hour, a half-day program, and then you just get them all of the videos, and then they just share with everybody, and then they just place your content. See, this is the beautiful part about being a speaker in a virtual world. All you have to do is be a content creator, Vernice. Forget about being a speaker for a second. You should be producing content on your social media, giving away free information. That builds a bridge between you and the speaker. So, Vernice, you should be taking all your leadership topics and creating content, posting that on all your major social networking channels. Then you can also take the content and break it up into deliver your short form messaging, short form posts, long form posts. You can drop LinkedIn videos under 10 minutes. You can do something different on YouTube. You can teach lessons. All you should be doing is adding value. That's all you should be doing. This is the era of the content creator. And you just so happen to be a mental health professional who is a really good speaker. So all of that stuff does is just help you become a better content creator. But you know, the biggest struggle that I see, Vernice, when it comes to, maybe you've never looked at yourself like a content creator before. Maybe you just look at yourself as a mental health professional, as a therapist. But you should start looking at yourself as a content creator. Am I making sense to you what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I've been trying to make this shift to content creation. Yes.
Okay. Wait a minute. You're either doing it or you're not. There's no try.
I'm doing it, sir.
Okay. So watch this. So if you're doing it, what's your activity look like? You see, Vernice, now I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but see, this is what you get when you work with me. You're taking action or you're not. So this is what I want you to do. This is a simple homework assignment. So I want you to show me. I want you to pull out your phone. I understand women. I know what you think about. KTR, I got a bonnet on my head. I'm chilling. I'm on vacation. Okay, well, when you get your hair together and you get your little outfit right, drop a video. Press the button and just drop a video and then post it on YouTube. Make sure that the video has value to your target buyer. We have an array of mental health issues right now. What do you think? The meeting planner is exempt from anxiety and mental health issues, the very thing that you help people with every single day? Of course they're not. So you should be telling them how they can reduce their level of anxiety. And this matches, I know everyone is giving away tips. Everyone's talking about, oh, I can help you not feel like you're burnt out. I get it. But I just want to know, Vernice, your particular way in which you want me to do it. We're not worried about any other speaker, because here's what makes the speaker different. Here's what gives you the market differentiation and separates your brand away from every other mental health professional in this industry. You just want to be able to deliver the value the way you want to help people. And that is very, very unique in the way you describe it, your ideology, your approach to mental health and leadership. So, see, when I ask people, when they say, I'm trying, no, there's no trying. You're either doing it or you're not. And then they say, I am doing it, just like you did, Vernice. You had some sauce on it too. Now, my retort would be, well, then what kind of action are you taking? And see, that's where you're losing, because you're not, watch this, people that's old school like us, Vernice, They don't want to pick up their phone. This is your best friend. This is the best friend you'll ever have in your life because it allows you to be a content creator whenever you feel like it. When I used to host my television show, and I started out on public access, this was before the bandwidth on the phone. This is when Bernice, you remember when you had to dial up and you heard that horrible sound when you had to get an internet connection?
Yes,
if you
sir.
wanted to download a video, it took forever. You couldn't post a video up real quick like you could do on YouTube right now. So most people get in their way because they don't want to post content. They want to speak, but they don't look at themselves as a content creator, but that's what you really are. And the people who know how to create the best content are the ones who are winning. Do you know how fast it is to get your message to the meeting planner? And all you got to do is just press the red button, drop a video for under 10 minutes and put it on LinkedIn. You are going to get more organic outreach through LinkedIn than you ever imagined in your life. You used to could get it like that maybe 5 to 10 years ago on Facebook, but Facebook changed up the algorithm. Facebook is like the IRS code. The reason why they change the IRS tax code every single year, because they don't want you to figure it out. And that's what's happening with Facebook right now. They don't want you to figure it out. They want you to pay to get eyeballs on your attention. But LinkedIn, they haven't got that smart yet. So LinkedIn, you can put up a video on your LinkedIn about all mental health professionals pay attention. I can help you reduce your level of anxiety by 50% if you do the following things, and then give them the following things you want them to do, Vernice, and watch, and then go back and look at the views on your video that you drop. Organic views, you're gonna see like 1,000, 700, 1,200 organic views. People are sharing it because guess what? Damn, this Vernice Cooper lady, she sounds like she knows what she's talking about. And now you're starting to develop a reputation. Vernice, they say reputation what? Precedes you, right? Your reputation, it walks through the door before they even get a chance to talk to you. Your reputation is social media. They should call it social proof, because that is where I'm going to go if I'm a meeting planner, and then I'm going to go find out everything about you and your professional speaker business. I'm going to see consistency, or I'm going to see non-consistency. I'm going to see you know what the hell you're talking about, or you don't. I'm going to see a very lack of content, which means I'm going to learn very little about you, or I'm going to see a lot of content. And they're going to say, damn, I know exactly, I want her. I want her because her messaging is consistent. Her branding is consistent. My God, is she telling the truth? What she's saying is making sense. She's taking me to school. She's teaching me. She's transferring knowledge. Oh my God. Hey, board, committee members. Hey, listen to me. We need to give Vernice Cooper because she makes sense. It just feels good what she's talking about. I'm telling you right now, we're down, and I don't hear people tell it like that. Somebody needs to get her ass on the phone. And Vernice, that's how it works. But it's not going to work unless you start doing the work on this thing right here. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir.
So don't talk to me, Vernice. Send some support tickets and show me the video. Just send me a 5-minute video and deliver value. Just give 2 tips about what we can do to improve our mental health. And even though we're still in the pandemic, just give me 2 tips. Drop a video and then turn it into a YouTube link and send it to me, and let me give you a critique. How does that sound?
It sounds wonderful, minus the YouTube, since I haven't established my YouTube.
Okay.
So I'm on all other platforms.
Okay. You can go through your Gmail, which you do have. Is that correct?
I do.
All right. Then just go to YouTube and set up an account. I don't care. See, this is the problem, Vernice. But I don't have any videos up there right now, KTR. I don't have any content. Start creating content. See, your struggle right where you were was exactly where I was before I met Auston. Yeah, I was posting content, but I really didn't understand why I was supposed to be posting it. I really didn't know how to feed the machine. I really didn't know how to post the right way. I was a skilled copywriter, but I didn't know how to write value copy as it related to getting people to view my message through one of these social networking channels. It's all different. It hits different, Vernice. If I watch it on television, it hits different when I listen to it on radio. It reads different if I look at a magazine article, if I read a blog, if I flip through a magazine, if I'm in a grocery store. It hits different if I look at you on YouTube. It feels different when you're on Instagram. It feels more professional if I look at you on LinkedIn. It hits different when it's on Facebook, on TikTok, and any other emerging platform, Vernice. If you do not, and all of you need, as we're closing out the Q&A call, everybody needs to pull up a chair and listen to what I'm saying to you right now. If you're incapable of managing your social media and technology, your ass is going to be out of business. There is no way you can compete. But when you just learn to face the fear and just get over yourself, get over yourself. My hair, my clothes, my background, am I sitting right in my chair? Forget all of that bullshit that really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Your video just needs to be authentic. And if you show people the very best of who you are, this shit right here will change your life. It changed mine. You heard Roger Broussard said, man, you changed my life. I hear it every single week. I'm not trying to be right, but I know what I'm talking about. Vernice, just start posting content and do it consistently and watch how it starts to change the narrative of how people view you and your speaker brand. That's all we're teaching you how to do. And you're at the beginning stages, and we all had to start somewhere. Me and Austin didn't start out getting millions of branding impressions for our sales funnel every single month, every single day. But we had to start somewhere. And I'm asking you to do the same. And all you have to do is put the work in. It's going to change your life. You got any other questions or comments?
No, that's it. Thank you so much.
Okay, we all got to deal with our Achilles heel. We all got to deal with the pain. Vernice, I'm here. Remember, now you got a platform where you can understand how to manage the pain and deal with it. It's like going to the doctor. Oh, let me write you a prescription for that. Did I make that clear about what you should be doing with your smartphone on all these social networking platforms?
Yes.
And LinkedIn is your best friend. Don't forget I told you that, all right?
I will not.
Especially for you right now, because the organic outreach is insane. You don't have to spend a dime, but you can pick up your phone and make a video and help a lot of people save their lives right now who are going through a lot of anxiety. And you're really good at what you do, Vernice. So please stop being selfish and share more with the world.
Cool.
Love you. All right. We are going to wrap up this Monday's Q&A call. What a treat it is to get your involvement and your feedback and your wins, even some of your losses, your fears, your anxieties, things that you're struggling with. It's not easy to show up on the Q&A and have me and Austin listen to what you're struggling with. But this is fulfillment for us. I love it when you give me some challenges or some struggles or some shit that you're not, that you're not sure about. And then we walk you through it and you send a support ticket. And then, oh, I just love it when you get the win. I love it when you give the feedback. I love it when you take your speaker goals to a whole nother level. And this is why we're here. So on behalf of Auston Troyer and the entire team at speakerfocus.com, I'm KTR, CEO. And it was an absolute pleasure being here with you once again to help you take your speaker goal to a whole nother level. Remember, we all can talk real good, but those that take action are the ones that are getting the lion's share in this industry. I want you to be one of them, and I'm dedicated and committed to making that happen. I love you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.